starting to get decent crops of peaches. This is a Reliance, and this and many other early season peaches have extensive brown rot. And not all peaches have this, but not all stone fruits have this, but a lot of them do. And the way I think of this, I go against a lot of the conventional wisdom, is that you're supposed to remove this stuff so that it doesn't have more inoculum in the area where you're growing the peaches. And I am just putting them on the ground. I have been doing that for years and years. And the thinking here is this soil, this was just a mown hillside for decades before I bought this place. And the soil is super thin here. There's bedrock up there. There's not much going on. It was compacted, is still compacted, degraded soil. And there is not a lot of root exudate, or there's not nearly enough root exudate feeding this soil. And so the way I think of this is that the brown rot, the task it is doing is taking this high carbon source and putting it back to the soil. Instead of allowing it to ripen to maturity and be exported away from this soil by animals, where it will then be pooped out and feed other soils, the fungus is ensuring that the fruit doesn't leave. It drops to the ground, and what happens? Worms come after it, all kinds of insects come after it, and that carbon goes into the food web here. So this is just a circuitous way to feed the soil in the same way that root exudates of an earlier succession plant would be feeding the soil. So my mistake was to skip too far ahead and to try to plant a fruit tree into bad soil that needed a lot of, it needed a lot of earlier succession plants to feed it and rebuild the soil community. And so that's just a different way of understanding what fruit rots are doing, and to maybe not try to just manage against them, but to try to manage with them by planting in a lot of other species that will hopefully feed the soil what it needs, and then put it into a condition where the carbon exudates are numerous and diverse, and the food web builds back into a better way, and then this plant will be able to produce lots of fruit that don't need to go down to the soil, and we won't see brown rot anymore.